Have you ever noticed those people who just seem to have that certain something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They walk into a room and boom, everyone's kind of gravitating toward them.
Oh, yeah. It's like they have this aura almost.
Right. It's not about being the loudest or the most, out there, but they've got this like inner pull.
Right, right. It's more about presence than anything else, like a quiet confidence.
Exactly. And I think we've all been on the other side of that too. Wanting to connect, wanting to be that person, but just not quite knowing how.
Yeah. You're putting yourself out there, but those sparks just aren't flying. It's
Yeah,
frustrating.
totally. So if you ever wondered how to cultivate that for yourself, whether it's at work, in your friendships, or just in your day-to-day life, this deep dive is for you.
That's right. And what's really cool is the source material we're looking at today from that QuickBook IQ summary of Patrick King's work actually suggests that this magnetism thing, it's not like some mystical quality you're born with or not.
Oh, interesting. So
Yeah.
it is something you can learn.
It is. It's more like a set of skills or even habits you can develop.
That's encouraging. So we're not doomed to just blend into the wallpaper forever.
Not at all. And the video really stresses this point that it's not about surface level stuff, learning a bunch of tricks to fool
Yeah.
people.
You don't want to be fake or anything.
Exactly. It's about cultivating genuine qualities that actually make people want to connect with you, the real you.
Okay, I love that. So how do we get started? Where does this video tell us to begin?
Well, right off the bat, it emphasizes how magnetic people have this knack for making others feel truly special, like really seen and heard.
Okay, so it's less about you trying to be the center of attention
Yeah.
and more about how you make other people feel.
Exactly. And the first big tool they highlight is something we all know, but maybe don't always do so well. Deep listening.
Oh, here we go, the listening thing. I know it's important,
Like
but
it's hard.
yeah. It's so easy to get distracted or to start thinking about what you're going to say next instead of actually focusing on what the other person's saying.
Right. You find your mind wandering and then, oh, they've stopped talking and you realize you have no idea what they just said.
Guilty as charged. So, what does deep listening actually look like, according to this video?
Well, they describe it as giving someone your absolute undivided attention. No phone, no multitasking, just being present with them in that moment.
Okay, so really tuning in, putting everything else aside.
Right, because think about it. When was the last time someone truly listened to you? I mean, truly listened.
Hmm, that is a good question. It doesn't happen that often, does it?
It's surprisingly rare, but when it does happen, you remember it. You feel understood, valued, like you really matter.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a really good feeling.
And that's the key. The video says people remember how you make them feel far longer than they remember what you actually said.
Oh, that's so true. So if you can make someone feel heard and understood, they're going to naturally gravitate towards you.
Exactly. And that feeling of connection, that's a big part of what makes someone magnetic.
All right, makes sense. So deep listening is step one. What comes next?
Okay, so after deep listening, the video goes on to talk about building trust. And they frame it as like the foundation for any strong relationship.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, trust is huge, right?
Absolutely. Without trust, everything feels shaky and uncertain.
Right. It's like you said, a foundation.
Hmm.
So how do we go about building trust?
Well, the video says it's not about some big grand gesture. It's actually about all the small things you do consistently.
Like what?
Like showing up when you say you will, following through on your promises, just being reliable and dependable.
The little everyday things.
Exactly. And all those little actions, they add up over time. They weave together to create a strong bond of trust.
I like that imagery. It's almost like each action is a little thread that woven together creates a really strong rope.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And when that rope of trust is there, people feel safe. They feel like they can open up to you.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to share your deeper thoughts and feelings with someone you don't trust.
Right. So that sense of safety, of being able to be vulnerable, is what allows for those deeper connections to form.
So we're listening, we're building trust. What's the next piece of the magnetism puzzle, according to this video?
All right. Well, next up is confidence. But it's not necessarily what you might think. It's not about being loud or boastful or needing to be the center of attention.
Oh, interesting. Because I think a lot of people associate those things with confidence.
Yeah, that's the kind of surface level confidence the video cautions against. The real deal, it says, comes from a deeper place.
So what is this real deal confidence?
It's about being comfortable with yourself, accepting who you are, flaws and all. not needing constant validation from others.
Okay, so it's more about self-acceptance than like trying to impress everyone.
Right. And the interesting thing is when you have that kind of genuine confidence, it radiates outward.
So it's less about what you say and more about how you carry yourself.
Yeah, it's that energy of this is me, take it or leave it, but in a positive, non-arrogant way, of course.
So not being a jerk about it,
Definitely not. But that kind of solid sense of self, it can be really attractive to others.
because it signals you're secure and stable.
Exactly. People are naturally drawn to that kind of grounded energy.
All right, I'm starting to get it. Deep listening, building trust, genuine confidence. What's next on this path to becoming magnetic?
Well, the next topic the video delves into is charisma, which I think a lot of people see as this mysterious, almost magical quality.
Yeah, you either have it or you don't, right?
Right, but the video actually breaks it down in a really helpful way.
So how does the video define charisma?
It describes it as the energy you bring into a room, but even more so as how you make others feel when you're around.
So it's not just about being charming or witty. It's more about,
It's about making other people feel good about themselves when they're with you, making them feel important, seen, valued.
oh, I like that. It's about lifting others up, not just shining your own light.
Exactly. And one point the video makes that I thought was interesting is that truly charismatic people are often great listeners.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just about being a great talker.
Nope. They're the ones who make you feel like you're the only person in the room when you're talking to them.
It makes sense. You feel special, heard, like you genuinely matter to them.
Exactly. And while some people might be naturally more outgoing, charisma is definitely something you can cultivate.
So what are some practical ways to do that?
Well, the video suggests focusing on being warm and approachable in your interactions, showing genuine interest in what other people have to say. Again, it comes back to that central theme of making others feel valued.
Got it. It seems like everything we've talked about so far really centers on that, on making others feel good.
It really does, and that's a huge part of what makes someone magnetic.
All right, so we've covered deep listening, building trust, genuine confidence, and charisma. What other insights does this video offer?
Well, the next point it raises is about understanding human behavior and emotions.
Oh, okay, so this is getting a little more into psychology.
Exactly. And the video makes this really interesting observation, which is that people often make decisions based on emotions first, and then they use logic to justify those decisions later.
Oh, that's fascinating. So we're not always as rational as we think we are.
Not at all. And understanding this can be really helpful when you're trying to connect with people.
How so?
Well, if you can tap into what's driving someone on an emotional level, you'll be able to connect with them much more effectively.
So looking beyond just the words they're saying and trying to understand what's going on underneath.
Right. It's about figuring out their needs, their desires, their motivations, and that's where empathy comes in.
Oh, empathy. That's a big one.
It is. And the video defines it as the ability to truly relate to someone else's experience, their values, their emotions. It's about going beyond just understanding what they're saying and actually feeling what they're feeling.
So stepping into their shoes, so to speak.
Exactly. And when people sense that you genuinely empathize with them, it creates a really powerful connection.
It makes them feel understood on a much deeper level.
Exactly. And that feeling of being understood, that's a big part of what makes someone magnetic.
It all ties back together, doesn't it?
It really does. And the video also mentions that empathy goes hand in hand with charisma.
Oh, right, because how you act, your body language, your tone of voice, all of that communicates empathy too.
Exactly. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it and how you make the other person feel when you're saying it.
So we're really trying to create a whole experience of feeling understood and appreciated.
Precisely. And there's another interesting concept that the video touches on, which is the idea of social proof.
Oh, social proof. Isn't that like when we see a bunch of positive reviews for a product and we're more likely to buy it?
Exactly. It's that idea that we're more likely to trust and be influenced by something or someone if we see that other people already trust them.
So in this context, it's about building a reputation that draws people to you.
Right. The video talks about demonstrating competence in what you do and always acting with integrity.
So it's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly. And when you have a proven track record of being reliable and trustworthy, it creates this aura of, okay, other people trust this person, so I probably can too.
And that makes you more magnetic, more attractive to others.
It definitely does. So we've covered quite a bit: deep listening, building trust, genuine confidence, charisma, empathy, and social proof. Anything else we need to add to our magnetism toolkit?
The video also talks about effective communication and particularly the power of storytelling.
Oh, yeah, storytelling is huge. I mean, think about it. What's more engaging, listening to someone drone on about facts and figures or listening to a captivating story?
A good story, hands down.
Right. And stories have this amazing ability to connect with us on an emotional level.
They make information more memorable, more relatable.
Exactly. So the video stresses the importance of learning how to tell compelling stories that capture people's attention.
It makes sense because people are drawn to stories.
Mm.
We've been sharing them since, well, the dawn of time.
Exactly. They're hardwired into how we connect and communicate.
Okay, so storytelling is important. What else does this video highlight?
Well, it also emphasizes the importance of first impressions.
Oh yeah, those crucial first few seconds when you meet someone.
Right, because those initial moments can really set the tone for the entire relationship. And the video lists some specific things you can do to make a positive first impression.
Like what?
Well, things like offering a warm smile, having a confident handshake, displaying open and welcoming body language.
So even before you say a word, you're sending out signals.
Exactly. And those nonverbal cues can make a huge difference.
Okay, so we've covered first impressions. What else did the video mention?
Well, it actually circles back to something we talked about earlier, active listening. But this time, it emphasizes the importance of showing respect through listening.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just about hearing what someone's saying, but about respecting their right to say it.
Exactly. It's about giving them the space to fully express themselves without interrupting, without judging, without trying to impose your own opinions.
So really honoring their perspective, even if you don't agree with it.
Right, and that can be incredibly powerful because when you show that level of respect through your listening, it creates a bond of connection.
It makes the other person feel valued, which, as we've discussed, is a key element of magnetism.
Exactly. It all ties back together.
Okay, so we're listening, we're showing respect, we're building trust. What else can we do to become more magnetic?
Well, the video also talks about the importance of understanding and appealing to people's self-interest.
Self-interest. That sounds a little,
Yeah.
well, selfish, doesn't it?
It might sound that way at first, but the video explains that it's not about manipulating people or being dishonest.
Okay, so what is it about?
It's about recognizing that people are naturally drawn to things and people who can help them achieve their goals, meet their needs, or fulfill their desires.
So it's about understanding what people want and finding genuine ways to offer value.
Exactly. And this can be especially helpful in professional contexts like sales or marketing, but it applies to any kind of relationship.
So it's about figuring out what people need
Yeah.
and positioning yourself as someone who can help them get it.
Right. And that can make you incredibly magnetic because you're not just taking, you're giving something valuable in return.
Okay, so we're being helpful, offering value. Anything else?
All right. Well, the video saves one of the most important aspects for last. It's the idea of authenticity and alignment.
Oh yeah, authenticity.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about that these days. But what does it really mean in this context?
It means being true to yourself, being genuine in your interactions, not trying to be someone you're not.
Okay, so being real, not putting on a fake persona.
Exactly. And it's also about making sure your actions are in alignment with your values.
So walking the walk, basically.
Right. Because when your words and actions match up, it creates a sense of consistency and integrity that people find really attractive.
It makes you trustworthy, which we already know is huge.
Exactly. And the video also mentions that self-awareness plays a big role in authenticity.
Oh, that makes sense. You have to know who you are before you can be true to yourself.
Right. And when you combine self-awareness with a clear sense of purpose and a genuine desire to connect with others.
Then you become this magnetic force.
Precisely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but how do we know if we're actually becoming more magnetic? Does the video offer any clues?
It does. It talks about some subtle signs you might start to notice in your interactions with others.
Like what?
Well, things like catching more genuine smiles directed your way, getting those lingering glances that feel positive and engaged.
Oh yeah, and those little things can really boost your confidence. What else does the video say?
It also mentions receiving unexpected invitations to social gatherings or events. Or maybe people are more eager to collaborate with you on projects.
Interesting. So it's not just about feeling more confident. It's about others responding to you differently.
Exactly. And as you continue to embody these magnetic qualities, the changes can become even more noticeable.
Oh, in what way?
Well, the video describes things like people turning their heads when you walk into a room, their eyes lighting up when they see you.
Wow. Okay, so it's like you're radiating this positive energy that draws people in.
Right. And conversations with you might flow more easily, feel more natural.
And maybe people are more open and willing to share their thoughts and feelings with you.
Exactly, because they feel safe and comfortable around you.
Okay, so we're starting to see some real tangible results. What's the ultimate goal here?
Well, the video calls it the ultimate shift, and it describes it as the point where relationships start to chase you.
Whoa. So you're no longer having to put in all the effort. People are naturally drawn to you.
Right. You're not forcing connections, you're not seeking validation. People are coming to you because of the energy you're putting out there.
That sounds amazing,
Right.
but also kind of hard to believe.
It might seem far-fetched, but it's about the energy you cultivate. The connections you build are based on mutual trust, respect, and genuine emotional connection.
Because people feel seen, heard, and appreciated by you.
Exactly. And they want to be around that.
Wow, that's powerful. So it's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about being your best, most authentic self.
That's the core message here. Yeah.
And I think that's what's so inspiring about this whole idea. It's not about changing who you are. It's about becoming more of who you already are.
Exactly. And the video really drives this point home, saying that you, the listener, already have everything you need to build those deep, meaningful connections.
So it's just a matter of tapping into that potential.
Exactly. The secret, if you can call it that, lies in consistently practicing those simple but powerful actions we've talked about.
Like listening, building trust, being confident, showing empathy, all that good stuff.
Right. And those seemingly small things can have a huge ripple effect.
So what kind of ripple effects can people expect?
Well, the video paints a pretty inspiring picture. It talks about stronger relationships, a richer life overall, new opportunities opening up.
Wow. So it's not just about improving your social life. It's about improving your whole life.
Exactly. It can impact everything from your career to your sense of purpose.
That's pretty incredible.
Mm.
So if we want to start implementing all this, what's the first step?
Well, the video emphasizes that becoming magnetic is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing practice, a conscious choice you make every day.
Okay, so it's about committing to those small actions consistently.
Exactly. Making the effort to listen attentively, to act with empathy, to be trustworthy in your words and actions.
To show up as your best self every day.
That's the key.
Wow, what a journey we've been on today. We started by exploring this idea of magnetism, and we've really uncovered some fascinating insights.
We have. We talked about the power of making others feel special through deep listening, building trust through consistent actions, cultivating that quiet, genuine confidence, and expressing charisma by making others feel good.
We also delved into the importance of understanding human behavior and showing empathy, the impact of social proof, the power of storytelling, and the significance of making positive first impressions.
And let's not forget about the importance of showing respect through active listening, understanding and appealing to people's self-interest in a genuine way, and, of course, being your most authentic self in every interaction.
It's been a deep dive, for sure, but ultimately I think the takeaway is clear. Becoming magnetic isn't about changing who you are, it's about embracing your best self and bringing that to the world.
Exactly. And as we wrap up, I think a great question to leave our listeners with is, out of all the elements we talked about today, what really resonated with you?
Yeah, what really stood out? And more importantly, what's one small step you can take today to start cultivating that quality in your own life?
That, I think, is the most important takeaway of all. It's not about trying to do everything at once. It's about taking those small, consistent steps that lead to real, lasting change.
Because ultimately, the power to connect, to build strong relationships, to feel that sense of belonging, it's already within you. It's just waiting to be unlocked.